few other stuff. Oh,
doing your camera once
okay, so that's kind of where my background.
So for you, what's your life? Let's get to the Blair Witch Project.
Careful, watch your match readers.
Voice actor and secretary.
Wow, we're drunk. We had failed.
The girls.
Well, I guess I'll just explain the camera a little bit. So this is kind of so we go through a lot of, video game work or voiceover work. And so this is kind of an opportunity or a chance for you guys to get an idea of what goes on behind the scenes and kind of get a little bit more of an idea of the whole, how it works. And maybe some of you are thinking about getting into that at some point. Yes. So you can ask us any questions. We'll make it like an open, Q&A kind of thing. And yeah, you can ask us anything. So we're both here. So a little while?
Yeah,
really. About 35 years, a little while.
Just for a week or so. Kanto. Is that your name? Yeah. Yeah, definitely Kanto, not Kanto. I can do a little bit of Kanto. So Kanto is the Main dialect.
Yeah, main dialect. It's the most accepted dialect. Well, for business purposes, whatever. So if you're in Tokyo, which I grew up in Tokyo, so, but if you're from somewhere like Osaka, it would be Kansai Ben, which Kansai Ben is actually really cool. It's kind of a little bit more aggressive. I used to have a boss for about a year, 2 years, and it sounded like he was mad at me all the time because we spoke in Kansai Ben. He was like, Moka de Moka, huh? Dude, what are you saying? It's hard to understand actually, Kansai Ben, but I have Kanto Ben. It's
Oh, that guy. Well, you have a follow-up question? Follow-up question. Let's hear it. The question is if she was to dub something
in Japanese. That's kind of a good question that I'm not quite sure of. I can't really say. I would imagine they would use someone like actor from that area, or maybe use someone that knows that dialect really well. For me, I did mostly English voiceovers. I did do English Japanese though. I did lots. I did Batsumaru for Hello Kitty. When I did Batsumaru's voice for this project, I had to do it in all Japanese. So it was like, that's a like that, yeah. So it's kind of, it's a bit rough, but so actually I'm not sure about that, but that's what I would imagine.
I know that what's that anime? Love Ina? Was that one? Yeah, okay, that was a great anime, but the English dub, sometimes the director just says, you know what, we want a completely different accent just for the heck of it. Like one of the girls, I can't remember what her name is anymore, that was like 15 years ago. And one of the girls in there, in English dub, she has a southern accent. And and we don't know why, randomly, because I think it's because she had sort of a Kansai accent, that they made her have a totally different accent from everyone else in the show. Yeah, same thing. The girl in Rurouni Kenshin, the waitress, she had a totally different accent, just because in the original she had a Kansai accent. So I guess they switch it just for whatever purpose. You had a question? What's up?
How's Vegas treating you?
Awesome. Did you see the sign that says in the parking lot? It says Santa's sleigh, reserved for Santa. Awesome.
We were just next to the palm trees.
Santa's here? No, it's been great. I really enjoy it. That's
right. For Black Butler, yeah, they changed, for English dub, everything was strictly English. Like, you had to have that whole, hello, very glad to meet you, kind of thing. And just everyone's like, oh, yes. And we all know Black Butler is a totally yaoi thing. Like,
Which no one likes. Just kidding.
Wow, your rating just shot down. But yeah, is it Black Butler or yaoi? Oh, Black Butler, yeah. Well, my friend Sunny Strait, who plays in Black Butler, would think otherwise. He's very happy about Black Butler. Okay, other question. Alright, fine, I'll tell you about something that's going on. Liesl and I are working on a project together. We're doing a voice acting thing for an audiobook. It's called Prophecy of the Flame. It's by Lynn Hardy. And it's actually, it's very different. It's a lot of strange voicing.
We like strange voicing.
It's fun though. It's about like fantasy characters. Like these characters are playing D&D, kind of like in a LARP setting, you know. So they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they have all their characters. And then some evil sorcerer thing person all of a sudden zaps them into a world of magic, and they become the characters that they were playing as. And then they have to solve the world's problems, like most heroes.
And what kind of characters are you playing, Dorothy?
I'm a couple characters in it's a 5-book series, by the way. It's a full cast audiobook. We have Liesl with us and just a bunch of other people, which I'll tell you about in a second. I'm actually the narrator for it, so I'm the guy that says stuff like, he advised, he spoke clearly, yes, that's right, you know. Or like, you know, somebody will scream like in the studio, they'll be like, look out, look out, look out, look out, look out, he advised. And like, you know, things like that. It's very amusing. I actually play a couple of female characters, which is disturbing. I'm glad you guys think that's awesome. It's really funny because I'll have to switch between like, I have like the Brooklyn accent. It's like, hey, how you doing? What's going on over here? You know, that's got show me talk about that, you know? And then all of a sudden I have to switch up. I'm like, hi, what's going on? Don't be like that. We have to hurry. Stuff like that. So it's really, it's very horrifying. We have to switch character voices like that. But Liesl's going to be in there. She'll be playing this character called Crystal. She is like a sexy Xena warrior type girl. Who gets involved in yaoi? No, I'm kidding. Oh, I didn't know that part. That's book 2 anyway. But we're going to release that in March. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to prophecyoftheflame.com and you guys can like start seeing like about the book and stuff and ordering it and whatever. It's going to be a lot of fun. Xena is nothing except sexy. Seriously. You already heard, okay.
So, if Xena and Nina were to have a fight, of course, I'm going to choose Nina because I think Nina kicks ass. However, who do you think will win? Xena Williams or Nina Williams? Whatever, dude. Nina kicks ass.
I'm sure Nina would win. I think so. But Xena's sexy. Well, she wears less clothing. Wow, and this panel just became PG-13. This is the fun. You guys are all like, I'm sure. Wait, you just, how old are you, 12? No, okay. You're 15? Oh, I'm sorry.
He was born for anything.
Word of advice to all you men out there. If you ever guess a woman's age, guess low.
So any other questions that you guys might have? Like about being a voiceover actor or about video games?
How you get started kind of thing.
Okay, madam.
Louder, honey.
That is weird, because everyone usually says that I'm too loud.
I just did that for the audience, I'm sorry.
What?
Never.
So, let's say I were to be a voice actor. And how would I start? Like, how would I
Okay, so you want to know if you want to be a voiceover actor, how would you get started?
Yeah. Well, Christina, you got found in parking lot, so.
Yeah, really.
Where have you start?
Like, it's not such a good friend.
I got started doing IVR systems. Like, you know, when you call this company or something and it's like, hello, thank you for calling so-and-so. Press 1 if you want to do this. Press 2 for this. Press 3 if you're a duck bug. You know? and that's how I actually got started. Just, it was random. It was, I saw an ad on Craigslist for it. Yeah, Craigslist, can you believe that? And it turns out Craigslist needs a lot of voiceover work. So if you check Craigslist for the TV, film, radio thing, there are jobs. This is the greatest thing about voiceover. You guys can get a job anywhere in the United States just by sending in an MP3. Because remember that, it's a radio show. Like, you don't have to be on the radio to send in a file of you saying anything. But I mean, like, whatever the case was, like, everything with Craigslist, I just started searching it. And then randomly I was at a convention, yeah, believe it or not, a convention. And Resilient Publishing, actually, they found me there for Prophecy of the Flame, the audiobook that we're doing. And they were just like, I like your voice, it's very, very soft, very mellow. And I was like, okay, thanks. And they're just like, would you be interested in doing voice acting for like my audiobook? And I was like, dear Lord, yes. I mean, sure. But you know that inner, like, doki, heart palpitating, you know? You get all excited, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, and it's cool because Prophecy of the Flame, by the way, it's just a new thing, so this is the new project we're working on. But Sonny Strait, who's like from Dragon Ball Z, he was Krillin, Fullmetal Alchemist and all that stuff. He was Mayhew or something. Like that guy, like he's in there, Michael Coleman's in there from like Hamtaro, Inuyasha and stuff like that. He's doing it, W.T. Hatch from Shiggy to be in it, Cowboy Bebop, Final Fantasy 14. Like, we had Julie Ray Goldstein, who's in it from like Eureka 7, and like stuff like that, like, gosh, we have a whole full cast of like incredible voice actors doing it together. And it's really cool for me because I get to work with all of them. I work with famous people, I love them. What do you want?
Wait, can I, yeah, let me, I'll go ahead. So with me, because I was in radio, it was kind of a natural segue to get into voiceover acting. But nowadays, actually, it is a great time if you're trying to get into that kind of industry, because what's going on with, you know, with how computers and Pro Tools and everything, you can now make your own, and he was mentioning MP3. What you need to do is you always need to put together like a 1.5 minute sample or demo reel of the voices you can do, or of course if you've done work before, then you have to put together those samples, and then you can submit it to agencies, or there are also online agents like voice123.com. A lot of websites like that, you can start that way. Or you can just, you know, do cold calls and look, you know, just Google, kind of look online for agents. But I mean, everyone I think gets into it through a different way. But if you're really serious about it, then I would recommend, you know, start looking into it, seeing, you know, putting together like some samples of what you can do. Figure out what your strengths are. That's always a really big thing. With me, because I'm bilingual, that's one of the first things that I put on my resume, because I can do it in English and Japanese. You know, with Worky, because he's very musical based, that would be a strength for him. So it just all depends on that person and kind of, you know, what you think your strengths are, what kind of area you want to get into. Because I've never done manga or anime. I've only done video games, but I've done a lot of other stuff like commercials for TV and stuff like that for voiceover. So.
Alright, what's going on? We'll get back to it, promise.
I'm very serious about
What is going on?
Okay, I did a fandom with Cardcaptor Sakura. Yeah, a long time ago. I was the father. I was Sakura's father. That was kind of interesting. And it's a lot harder to do lip flaps than you think. Fandoms, if you do enough fandoms, and it gets popular enough, then yeah, you can be discovered that way. But doing a fan dub and then doing it in the actual studio is two totally different things. Yes, Christina Lee, she got famous from doing all this stuff. And a lot of people, you know, she's also extremely, really super nice. She's a very, I'm sorry, I didn't like her. You know what? Sometimes that one type of voice. Okay, Samantha Inouye, she plays the voice of the Chocobo in Final Fantasy Unlimited. Now I know her personally because I'm a Chocobo lover. Can't explain that. Okay, she's really super nice. She has one type of real voice because it's just the way her voice is, but it's so distinct and so different that companies will ask for her all the time because they need that. You know what I mean? Like just constantly. Like they need people like that. So if you have a particular voice, you only got one. Don't sell yourself short. You may be the one that they're dying for, and you don't even know it. But fan dubbing, I go the more professional route. That happens once